Hey, this is Arsenette from Rambling Regan. I wanted to do a quick update, sort of like a reaction to episode 2. I don't know if I'm going to be doing more of these, but this was something that I wanted to update. The first video that I put out on Space Battleship Yamato 2199 is out. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I know a lot of the Japanese fans are really excited that they're getting a proper English release here in the West, so I'm very happy with that. And konnichiwa. So anyway, I wanted to update you guys. Crunchyroll not only has put the I think they originally had the English version. At least I thought it was just the English version. Either way, they now put it as a catalog title, so the Japanese version, the original Japanese version, is on the Crunchyroll website, which is fantastic. So anyone that wanted to see the original, as that came out with the English subtitles, is on that website, which is great. Again, I still watch on VRV, so I get both Funimation and Crunchyroll. So episode 2 came out. I was a little confused because on their website previously they had posted that they were going to be putting episode 2 and 3. So I don't know if it's going to be a straight simuldub where it's once a week or 2 episodes per week or something. I don't know what it caused the delay if they had posted they were going to be putting the second and third. I don't care. So long as it comes out, I don't mind the delay. So I do find it of note that episode 3, if I remember correctly, is the first episode that has the song. So I don't know if they're gonna have the song or not. I still have the song in English in my head, and my husband and I were having a conversation about that, going, are they gonna dub it? I wouldn't mind it. I know that song by heart, and I had put it on a previous video, the entirety of the song, if anybody was interested in listening to what the original song for the Star Blazers 1979 version was. And I still have it memorized, both of them, both season 1 and season 2. I really don't remember season 3 all that much. The season 2 was like it for me. So, and yes, I've already talked about that many times at this point. So, but the important thing for episode 2, which caused me to do this, the dub is doing much better. I don't know what happened, or if all of a sudden they were just a bit more comfortable with it. I don't know if the first one was rushed and the second one, they had more time, so they had, time to kind of grow into the role. They did a great job, and I was quite happy. Captain Avatar, I know it sounds strange. That's Admiral Okita. Okita was funny because I don't know. I guess he I'm still getting used to him. He did a lot better. Like, hands down, I loved him in episode 2 better than 1. I don't know why. Because he really didn't change that much. But the second episode, I don't know. I guess I got to see his range a little bit better. I just have to get used to his voice. So I'm still waiting for, the gruff Captain Avatar with the gargly voice and whatever, but it just, I don't know, it just a lot better, which is interesting because I forget what the other admiral's name is. I kept thinking, well, maybe if they switched voice, no, I think it actually came out well. Even anybody that's curious, I'm not like enamored with like the original dub from 1979. Okita was well, now the other way around. Avatar was the only one that I liked because I loved him. He was just a grumpy old fart, and I loved him. It was just, that was my favorite character of the first series. And but everything else was okay. Like when you listen to, what I call the red shirts, the expendable people, the ones that really either didn't have a name or weren't there long enough for me to care, you can tell that they were reading off a piece of paper. It was very stilted, and it was not very good, and some of the dialogue choices were terrible. And it's funny because some of the dialogue, the ones that were really bad, from seeing the full 2199, I don't even think they have those episodes because they've chopped down a lot of the original story, which was fine because at one point it became almost like a Monster of the Week type thing in the 79 version. Or I should say the 72. I think it's 74. Either way, the original version. And so they cut that down to add more stories to this version. So there has been question online whether or not anybody should watch the original version or watch this one. My preference, watch 2199. It's the original story, but imagine an original story with more crew. So the first one, it just, the concentration was on the original ship and the crew, but like just the flight crew, who was in that first room. Everybody else except for the engineer and the drunk doctor, that was it. So this one, a lot different. They took some liberties with some of the story, but the overall arching story is the same. I love it. I much prefer this version. I still have nostalgia for the original, but this version is excellent. So if anybody's interested and wondering if they needed to watch the original Star Blazers version from 1979, you don't have to. I believe at one point I know it was on Netflix. I don't know if it is anymore. There's no point in going back, so I won't worry about that. And this is from a hardcore person that used to run home from school to see that series. So 2199 is a perfect jumping in point, especially if y'all are interested in me gushing about season 2. Oh, I can't wait for Teresa. So anyway, the other thing, which was a huge critique, was Gamilas. Now, the positive thing is they kept the name Gamilas instead of the Gamelons, and they kept Yamato instead of the Argo, which is fantastic. That's what the original is, and we're in 2017, and that's what the original story was. Great. And if I wanted Argo, I still have the 79 version, so I don't worry about that. What I'm curious, though, is why they decided to not translate basically Gamilas speaks in their own language. The thing that bothered me was in the English version, you have no way to figure out that. Now, I've mentioned before that I don't like that they didn't translate the signs in the English version. So somebody that's watching it and only watching that has no idea what any of these signs are. So when they're arriving in Pluto, we don't know if that's Pluto. I mean, so it made no sense. And then of course when they're speaking, this is plot. This is important that you know what Gamilas is talking about. Nope, not in the English version. It was really frustrating, and my husband and I are looking at it going, this has to change. I mean, I know Funimation now has a really, really bad habit of doing this, but before it wasn't anywhere near as bad. At worst would be someone's reading a note, or there's a sign over a street, or something on their shirt or whatever. But this is dialogue, this is plot, and they don't translate it. So I was ready to go into this whole big tirade of, forcing people to watch a pirate of it, but we don't have to, because now that the Japanese version is on Crunchyroll, you're basically forcing people to not watch the dub. You're watching the sub because they want to know what the heck is going on. So over in Crunchyroll, they have everything translated, including the fact that they're in Pluto and the fact that Gamilas is there and what it is that they're saying. And that's important. We need to see this. So it's bad enough that they already have hard lock Japanese onto the actual film. Or video. I'm so used to saying film. But it's already hard locked in there. So when you're in the English version, it's sort of like, gosh, sharks, just the Japanese are going to be able to understand what the heck these people are saying. It's frustrating. And I want to support the dub, and they're doing a fantastic job. Like, I'm already to the point where I only watch the dub because I've seen the Japanese version many, many times, but the dub is good. And it still has that, 1979 vibe where some of the voices are very close. Especially Daisuke Shima. He sounds like Mark Venture to me. It's really funny. But it's frustrating when I'm like, okay, so unless you're a hardcore fan, you have no idea what it is that they're saying. And there's a lot more that is coming because they took a lot of time to really explain the background of the enemy. What makes them tick, what conversations that they're having, what are their, the plot of what they're doing, yada, yada, yada. And they didn't bother translating it? Come on! And this is a catalog title, so it's not like they get it once every week and, they have only a couple hours to do this. No, it's on Crunchyroll. Just literally lift that, put it over on the English version, and voila! Just use the picture of it. Use the same picture that has that translated. Come on, it's not that difficult. So that's my reaction of episode 2. It is still a fantastic series and I want more people to watch it. Just those things are really driving me insane. So yes, please support the original series. Both versions are on VRV, and no, this is not a sponsored video. They don't do those things. And so that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to you guys later, and come on, I need more Teresa. Season 2, let's go!